welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in as always, and we're going to get straight into this one at breakneck speed because we're due rain in the next hour and a half and 40-mile-an-hour winds. So let's get straight into it. So today, star of the show is Autoglym Advanced All-Wheel Cleaner. We're going to have a look at that, see what it's all about, and of course we're going to pitch it against the favourite built hamper Auto Wheel. So what we're going to do today is let's have a quick look at the dirt. We've got enough grime to be getting on with, which is good because there'll be enough to show the colour change and the speed of the colour change for each product, which is good. I was worried we might not have enough dirt, but as you can see, we do. Plenty for the products to be getting on with, and that is the same story all around. We won't bother shooting all of those, no need. So I've got some Meguiar's Ultimate Wash and Wax in my bucket and a selection of brushes and a mitt just for the agitation phase. I've got some Atomac. I've got the product in here, 300 ml of, and I've got some water for a test later. And what we're going to do is just back myself up. I'm going to do product only on that one and then set a timer going and see how long it takes to react. That is to go red to indicate that it's cleaning. That is just Autoglym on that one. On this one, just Autoglym on that one and no agitation. So we'll leave it to dwell, then pressure wash it. This one, we'll leave it to dwell for the same amount of time, but then agitate it and wash it, check the results. This one, we're going to 50-50. I've got a little sheet of cardboard in the back of the car. So I'll 50-50 that, and again, I'll time it. We can watch how long each product takes to react, how long it takes to start doing its job, and we can look at the end results. And you have to stay tuned till towards the end to see what we're doing with the last one. And of course, obviously I'm always looking for dirt, so we'll have a little smash on that to see how it gets on. So let's get straight into that. I'm going to get round and get the Atomac on the discs, just as a matter of course, and then we'll start getting the product on. I'll get a timer on and we'll see how it goes. There, bit of a different angle. I did notice last week that my jacket was making a scratchy sound on the mic. So I want to try and avoid that if possible. There's nothing worse than recording a video and then realising there's a problem, because you can't, unless you're going to edit the sound over the top, which I've tried before and is awful. You're stuck, and the rain is coming. Wonderful. It's not due to 11 and the time is 9:45. You can't trust the weather forecasts. Good dousing of that on any exposed metal, primarily the discs, but also starting to build up some layers on the bottoms of the shocks, just to give her a fighting chance of making it through the winter. Ah, the rain's coming, man. I was adamant today that I was going to get up, get on it, and get stuff done. Because yesterday, listened to the forecasters, as you do, and then the sun come out. Rubbish. Right, let's get that going straight away and pray that we don't have to give up. you here. Happy. Stopwatch ready. Product shook. It's going to be a bit of water first because I've just been cleaning the bottle out. Get it in the barrels as well. Let gravity work it down. There was 300 ml in there when I began. There's your timer. Let's make sure I don't melt my phone. I've got a plan. That's my plan. So we'll let that dwell. That's 30 seconds. I'll speed this up for the final video. Obviously I'm talking over it, which is ridiculous because when it's played back, I'll sound like Mickey Mouse. And I can see that this is going to be one of those days. Get all my stuff out and then it'll be going back. Right, so that's a minute. It's starting to turn red, which is encouraging. I'm thinking I want to give that 5 minutes. Obviously I don't want to let it dry, but in the current weather conditions, I think that's going to be fine. So we're up to a minute and a half, starting to see some nice red reactions. Maybe I will leave the sound on. Maybe the plan is leave the sound, and then you can always tap to the right of the screen on the YouTube video to accelerate the speed. We'll see. If only I could stop talking. Right, it's 2 minutes. Just looking at the spray bottle. So I probably used 75 ml on that wheel. It's all looking all right. Be interesting to see if it moves any of that grime from inside. I may have changed my mind. I might be going for 4 minutes. Let's get the camera so we can see. So we're at 3 minutes 13. A nice bit of movement going on. You can see it sort of sliding off to clean in some areas. That's 3.5. Just going to hold the camera there. Double check the instructions. 2 to 4 minutes. Right. So that's where we are. Just moving in. Right, that'll do. Give me time to get the pressure washer. Let's get straight in and get that off. Right, lovely job. That's lifted all but the most stubborn bits of dirt that's trapped in the corners. Other than that, it's done a good job. It's done a good job. Right, I might need to swap my camera because the DJI isn't waterproof. So I'm going to go and get this swapped out for the GoPro. It's not looking pretty. Right. No mic now, so I shout in the camera. Try and use a similar amount. Get that in, get it working, give it a little dwell time, and hopefully there'll be enough time before I'm totally and utterly drenched to do the other side, a 50-50. See if we can get through that before it's all over. Right, let's just start going into these just to see what core difference there is of using product and some gentle agitation and a little bit of wash and wax in the bucket. This might be one of them videos where I just call time and then due to UK weather we have to bail and go again. But that's all part of the funny. That is all part of the fun. Paying particular attention not to get it on my hands. So that's working nice. See if we can get it out of the corners, you know, which didn't happen on the back where I didn't agitate. So in the corners you're showing some sort of burnt on brake dust material, probably from years of not having the greatest cleansing process, should we say. Let's see if we can get it out of the nuts. There's also some dirt in the nuts. As much as that of that out as possible, and I'm going to go for a quick in the barrels. Oh, there's loads coming out of this. Great, highly satisfying. I've never really done much on this car in terms of the barrels as yet. Just been sort of catching up with coatings on the paint, cleaning inside out, just getting in and getting a bit meticulous about the whole thing. Quick whiz over the front with a sponge, microfiber woolly I should say, checking bits I missed. Product still flowing out, which is satisfying, means it's still doing its job. And we'll get straight in and pressure wash that. I'll have a look at the weather, make a decision. I think I'm going to have time to do the other one. That did well. That did well. Also have to remember, I haven't got the mic out because the mic's not waterproof. The GoPro is waterproof, but that means we have to endure the sound like the old days when I started. Anyway, so with some agitation, that allowed you to get into these little corner bits, and it did a very, very good job. And you can even see where it started to eat away some of the grime in the barrels. And if I had more time and the weather wasn't poo, I'll be doing that as well. Right, just pause this a sec. Actually no, I'm going to leave it running. I'm going to leave it running So we're going to 50-50. Give or take. Happy. Autoglym that side. Red 7 this side. Sorry, built hamper. Just wheels. Right, we're good. See if we can get this in the shot. Look at that. That is a few seconds and the built hamper's reacting already. And this is one of the things I'd read. Is this in the shot? This is one of the things I'd read or watched online, other reviews, is that the built hamper reacts quicker. Now it's worth pointing out, you can see from the flow rate of the built hamper, it's moving a lot quicker, whereas the Autoglym is a thicker product. Whether that affects it, very, very hard to say. Very hard to say. But look, we're just starting to see some purpley pigmentation inside the spokes here, here, here and here, and a little bit starting to run here. But the built hamper side is noticeably mega. Look, Autoglym, built hamper. So this is going to be straight pressure wash. We're up to 1 minute 20, closing in on. Lovely, lovely. So I'll let that dwell and we'll do a straight pressure wash. No point me rushing like I normally do, because there is adequate time. 2 minutes. So we see it is working. It is working, just not as visually apparent as the built hamper. And there's a clear break. This is well 50-50'd. But yeah, we're up to 2 minutes 30. As I check the instructions, it says 2 to 4 minutes. So I'm going to go 3 minutes. So we'll just capture that last bit. See where we are. You know how I am on the channel. No shenanigans, no dry runs, no test runs, no pre-test. Right, that's that. Oh. Activate knees. Just going to move the products a little bit. So that's another 30 seconds. And we're going straight in. Right, see how we get on. Trying to get equal and fair rinsing all round. And squirt me bottle. Right, so sort of as expected really. Hang on, I put a little drip. As expected, they both did the same. Great. So I'm pleased. Really, I'm kind of pleased. Let's just see. Well, built hamper, Autoglym. 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 You've still got a little bit in there. Maybe we haven't got the pressure washer dug in. God, it's a tough call, isn't it? I mean, that's built amber to clean. This is Autoglym, tiny bit clinging in. Same up there, clinging in. It's very close, hard to call, hard to call. Anyway, so the final surprise I was going to do is, let's see, we have got 150ml left. Now, one of the first things I looked at, because of the price, one of the first things I looked at was, can you dilute it? Because that's one of the things that, you know, increases its value, if you like, or lowers its cost. Apologies about the angle. But everywhere on the instructions it says in big writing, do not dilute. On the data sheet in bold writing it says don't dilute, but done. When you look at the, give that a shake, when you look at the product ingredients, number one ingredient, water. So that says to me it must be water soluble. Also, we know from online reviews, YouTube reviews, it is thick. So let's just see how it behaves at a weaker dilution ratio. And yes, I can go a little bit more free with the quantity because it's at half the dilution ratio. So I'm not worried about cost, just getting it all covered up. See how that goes. While that's having a think about that, I'm going to go and get the bottle. That was note to self. No radio mic. Means you can't talk. So, hopefully the GoPro will pick that up. Decant sufficient product up to 1 litre. Do not dilute, in massive writing. I don't know why. I'm not a scientist. Obviously it's going to reduce the efficiency a little, but if your car's not really dirty and you don't need a thick layer of product, why not? Why not? If you're going to double the distance the product will go on a autumnal day, winter day, where you've got a little bit more moisture in the air, everything's sitting for longer, dwelling for longer, etc, etc, who knows, maybe it might do quite a good job. I don't know. We're starting to see some red. We know it took longer to react than built amber, but let's see how that does. I'm going to move the pressure washer around, give that a good amount of time to soak in, and we'll see what that does. Right, so we're seeing decreased activity, which is totally expected. Totally expected. Let's hit that and see what the results are like. Getting as close as we can. So, as expected, I would suggest that this one is similarly clean to the other rear, which also just had Autoglym advanced wheel cleaner, no agitation, sufficient dwell time and a blast. So it's similar. Surface dirt's gone, you've not got in the little crevices, that would need a brush, as proven by the one that I agitated at the front. So good, yeah. Anyway, so I'm gonna do a very quick touchless on the car and a pressure wash while I'm out, just to neutralize any wheel cleaner, get some more Atomac on it, and hopefully then it's going to start chucking down with rain. I won't need to rinse the car. Anyway, Autoglym Advanced All-Wheel Cleaner. Let's face it, built hamber auto wheel has been the favourite for ages and ages. I also really like Auto Smart Red 7, highly underrated. I'll probably get some more because it's good value for money. You can buy a big can for probably a little less than the competition, and I've never really been able to separate it from the built hamber product. Anyway, so you know, this is close. It is close. For me, if you're using it at full strength, it's probably an 8.5 out of 10, whereas the built hamber's like 9.5 out of 10. So the built hamber just pips it. Also, it's quite expensive, use a fair bit, and I have got into a process with built hamber where on a general maintenance, weekly maintenance wash, I might do 10 squirts tops. If I'm making a video, yes, sometimes I do more, but you know, you're making a video, you want it to look right and the end results to be good. But if I'm doing a daily wash or weekend maintenance wash, I'll just bang 10 squirts on each, and that'll be that. I didn't do the exhaust. While I'm chatting, I'm going to get that on there. I'm going to get that on there. I know this is the diluted mixture. Let's just get it all over. While I carry on waffling, we can see what that does. Interesting. You were getting some red straight away. The reason that surprised me is because you know, I presumed this was like diesel particulate, not necessarily iron, and we know that the fallout remover, I know it says window cleaner on it, the fallout remover component within the wheel cleaner, which is a chemical that I won't attempt to pronounce, that is what makes that chemical reaction where it turns purple. Anyway, leave that on there a minute. So yeah, it's an interesting one. It's an interesting one. Product's nice to use. Product stinks like those products do. Hand on heart, I'll probably stick with built hamber auto wheel or Auto Smart Red 7. Just getting towards the end of this now, and you know, as much as I say sometimes on a maintenance wash I'll use 5 or 10 squirts, but it still doesn't last very long and it's quite expensive. Maybe diluting them down a bit is the future. Also, just to throw this into the mix, the Auto Bright Direct Just Wheels, you can use 10 mil of that in a bucket that size, and that'll do all the wheels. Probably do the whole family's wheels because it is super strong and it performs really well. You just have to remember to wear gloves. Right, let's have a nose at that. Let's have a nose at that. Well, it's not perfect, but as I was envisaging, really, that's about how clean the pipe's ever been. I've not got round to polishing that. Anyway, right, no more chat for me. I'm getting straight into foaming. Hope you enjoyed that one. Hope you found it interesting. Apologies about the weather. Oh, guess what? I've got 2 days off this week. So that means more torture. I'll try and get out and get a coating on the... We'll get a coating on the fab, and I'll try and get a coating on my missus' car. Anyway, I hope you're all keeping safe and well. I hope you enjoyed that one. Please remember, if you're enjoying it, please consider a like. It really helps the channel. and I look forward to seeing you again very, very soon. Take care. Bye bye.